I always wanted the mountaintop, but it was the valley that changed me. When the road became uncertain and the sky refused to clear, I found myself surrounded by disappointment and fear. The prayer seemed unanswered, the future felt unknown, and every step through darkness made me feel alone. I asked God for deliverance, I asked Him for relief, but instead He taught my heart what it means to believe. The valley taught me to trust Him when I couldn't see the way. The valley taught me to trust Him one faithful day by day. The mountain didn't move quickly, the storm refused to end, but the valley taught me to trust Him again and again. What looked like weakness became strength within. The valley taught me to trust Him more than I trusted me. Looking back through tear-stained memories, I finally understand God was building deeper roots with His loving hand. The waiting taught me patience, the struggle taught me prayer, the loneliness revealed that He was always there. The answers came much later, but faith arrived first, and grace kept proving stronger than every season of hurt. The valley taught me to trust Him when I couldn't see the way. The valley taught me to trust Him one faithful day by day. The mountain didn't move quickly, the storm refused to end, but the valley taught me to trust Him again and again. What looked like weakness became strength within. The valley taught me to trust Him more than I trusted me. You were with me in the shadows, you were with me in the rain, you were teaching me surrender through every ounce of pain. The valley was not punishment, the valley was preparation for a faith that would remain beyond every situation.
Faith in the darkness,
Faith in the darkness,
faith in the night,
faith
faith when I couldn't
became holy ground for me.
The valley taught me to trust Him.
And now I clearly see the greatest gift the valley gave was more of Him in me.
Trust Him.
Trust Him.
Trust Him.
Faithful Savior.
Trust Him.
If you're walking through a valley today, keep walking. God does some of His deepest work in the lowest places. I trust you, Lord.
Trust you,
Lord.
trust you, Lord.
Trust you, Lord.
Trust you, Lord.
Trust you, Lord.
Trust you, Lord.
Some tears never fall in public. Some wounds stay hidden behind a smile. But Jesus sees them all. I learned how to smile when my heart was breaking, how to keep moving when my soul was aching, telling everybody I was doing all right, while crying alone late at night. I carried burdens nobody could see, questions that kept haunting me, trying to be strong for everyone else, while quietly losing myself. But every silent tear, every hidden scar was already known by the Father's heart.
Jesus saw the tears I hid,
The tears nobody knew.
Jesus saw the tears I hid,
And carried me through. When my words ran out and my faith grew thin, Jesus saw the tears I hid and stayed with me again. He held my broken heart when it fell apart. Jesus saw the tears I hid from the very start. Looking back, I can finally see grace was working quietly in me. Every tear watered seeds of faith, even when I couldn't recognize the change. The valley wasn't where my story ends. God was shaping me within, and every painful chapter became another reason to praise His name. When darkness whispered that I'd never heal, His gentle presence reminded me and stayed with me again. He held my broken heart when it fell apart. Jesus saw the tears I hid from the very start.
You listened to every cry.
You stood beside me through the darkness
when nobody else
was by my side. You never rushed the healing. You never turned away. You simply loved me through the process, day after day.
Faithful through the hurt,
faithful through the pain,
faithful through the question.
Again and again,
Jesus saw the tears I hid
and turned them into praise.
The tears that once brought sorrow
now testify of grace. Jesus saw the tears I hid and brought me through the storm. The same hands that wiped my tears kept my spirit warm. Jesus saw the tears I hid, and this will always be the reason I keep singing of His mercy over me. He saw every tear, every tear. Mercy and grace, amazing grace. Maybe nobody understands your pain. Maybe nobody knows what you're carrying, but Jesus knows, and He hasn't looked away.
He saw every tear,
every tear,
every tear.
He saw them all. He saw them all. Lord, some days I feel stronger than others. Some days I barely make it through, but I'm still here. And that's because of you. Another morning with questions in my mind, searching for answers I still cannot find, trying to walk by faith instead of sight, trusting you'll guide me through another night. Some battles linger longer than I planned. Sometimes I don't understand, but every breath reminds me once again, you've never failed me in the end. When I feel weak, you become my strength. When I lose hope, you carry me again. Lord, I'm still holding on, because you're holding me.
Standing through the storm,
Because you never leave. When the waves keep rising and darkness surrounds, your voice keeps calling, your grace pulls me out. Lord, I'm still holding on through every trial I've known. Not because I'm strong enough, but because I am your own.
holding on,
Holding on, holding on.
because you never
Let me go. There were seasons I nearly walked away, too exhausted to know what to pray. But even then your mercy found me there, wrapped around me like a faithful prayer. The road was long and my heart grew tired, yet you kept breathing life into the fire. Every setback only helped me see your hand was working silently. When fear says quit, your love says stay. When doubt grows loud, your truth lights the way. Lord, I'm still holding on because you're holding me.
standing through the storm,
Because you never leave. When the waves keep rising and darkness surrounds, your voice keeps calling, your grace pulls me out. Lord, I'm still holding on through every trial I've known. Not because I'm strong enough, but because I am your own. I've seen your goodness in the valley.
I see your mercy in the rain.
I've seen your promises stay faithful
Through every season,
of pain. You were there when nobody noticed.
you were there.
You were there
When hope,
seemed gone.
you were there.
You were there through every battle, teaching me to carry on. Lord, I'm still
Holding on,
because you're holding me.
standing through the storm,
Because you never leave. You are my refuge. You are my song. You have been my shelter all my life long. Lord, I'm still
holding on,
and I will testify. Your grace kept me standing when I thought I wouldn't survive.
Lord, I'm still holding on.
And forever I will say, you carried me through every storm and never walked away.
Never walked away.
Never walked away.
Faithful Jesus,
Faithful always. Lord, if tomorrow brings another mountain, I'll climb it with you. If another storm appears, I'll trust you again. 'cause you've brought me too far to leave me now. I'm still holding on, holding on, because you're holding me, holding me. There was a season when every day felt like another wave, another battle, another storm. But looking back now, I can see who was carrying me. The sky was dark and the road was long. I kept pretending everything was strong, but deep inside I was running out of breath, fighting fears I never expressed. Every prayer felt trapped in the air, every answer seemed nowhere. I couldn't see beyond the rain, I only knew the weight of pain. But while I was sinking and losing my way, your unseen hand was holding me every day. He carried me through the storm when I could not stand. He carried me through the storm with his nail-scarred hands. When the winds kept blowing and the night seemed long, he became my shelter, he became my song. He carried me through the storm when my strength was gone. And now I'm standing here today because He carried me on. Carried me, carried me, carried me all the way through. I remember nights I almost gave up, trying to drink hope from an empty cup. Yet somehow mercy kept appearing in little ways I wasn't seeing. A friend would call at the perfect time, a scripture would speak directly to my mind. A quiet peace would fill the room, reminding me my breakthrough was coming soon. When I felt forgotten, when doubt filled my soul, your faithful promises never let me go. He carried me through the storm when I could not stand. He carried me through the storm with his nail-scarred hands. When the winds kept blowing and the night seemed long, He became my shelter, He became my song. He carried me through the storm when my strength was gone. And now I'm standing here today doing what only you can give. You carried my burdens, you counted every tear, you stayed beside me through the valley until the sky became clear. Your grace was enough, your love never failed. Your mercy kept reaching, even when my faith was fried. He carried me through the storm, through every raging sea. The God who calmed the waters brought peace to me. He carried me through the storm and never let me fall. When I had nothing left to give,
His grace supplied it all.
His grace supplied it all. Oh, He carried me through the storm, and now my heart can sing. The battle did not break me, because I belong to the King, faithful Savior.
Faithful King,
You carried me.
through everything.
Somebody listening tonight may feel overwhelmed, may feel exhausted, may feel forgotten. But the same God who carried me will carry you too.
He carried me,
Through the storm,
He carried me.
all along. Lord, thank you for every unseen miracle, every answered prayer, every step you carried. I made it through because you carried me through the storm. He carried me
Through the storm,
through the storm. Through the storm. There comes a moment when pride breaks, when strength runs out, when all you can do is cry for help. That's where my miracle began. The burden felt heavier every day. The light seemed farther away. I tried to carry it on my own, but I was tired of being strong. The nights were long and cold. The fear had tightened its hold. Every answer slipped through my hands. Nothing unfolded like I planned. I reached the point where words became tears, and silence carried all my fears. With trembling faith in a weary soul, I whispered one prayer: Lord, take control. I cried for help, and He came. Right into my darkest night, I cried for help, and He came and filled my soul with light. He didn't and my strength could not remain. I cried for help, and he came and called me by my name. The storm didn't vanish overnight, but something changed deep inside. Peace settled where fear once lived, and grace taught my heart to forgive.
Each day became
a step of faith, each breath became a gift of grace. And looking back, I clearly see how God's hand was carrying me. The valley remained for a little while, but His presence turned the journey worthwhile. When weakness opened the door to surrender, mercy arrived and stayed forever. I cried for help, and He came right into my darkest night. I cried for help, and He came and filled my soul with light. He didn't wait for perfection, He met me where I stood.
I cried for help,
And He came and turned my pain to good.
when hope was almost gone.
Oh, and my strength could not remain. I cried for help, and He came and called me by my You heard the prayer nobody heard. You understood the unspoken words. You saw the tears hidden from view, and came when I needed you. You became my shelter, you became my song, you became the reason I kept holding on. Faithful in sorrow,
Faithful in pain,
faithful every moment.
again and again.
Again and again,
I cried for help, and He came.
and now my soul can sing. The one who rescued me from darkness is forever my King.
I cried for help,
And this will be my testimony. The prayer I whispered in weakness became my victory.
I cried for help,
And He came, and now I understand. God is closest to the broken and holds them in His hands.
He came,
He came,
He came,
right on time.
He came,
Oh, maybe tonight you don't know what to pray. Maybe all you have left is one cry for help. That's enough, because God still hears, and God still comes.
You came,
You came for me. You came.
You came,
You came right on time.
He came. You came.
I thought thought God was saying no, but He was saying something else. Not yet. I prayed for the door to open. I prayed for the dream to start. Certain heaven would answer quickly, according to my heart. Days became months of waiting, and months became another year. I kept asking for direction while fighting disappointment and fear. Every delay felt personal, every silence felt long. I wondered if my prayer had somehow gone wrong. When God said not yet, it wasn't rejection. When God said not yet, it was love and protection. He saw tomorrow before I could see. When God said not yet, He was preparing me. The waiting had purpose, the delay had a plan. When God said not yet, my future stayed in His hands. Looking back with wiser eyes, I finally understand. The blessing came at the perfect moment, exactly as He planned. The growth I needed wasn't finished, the lessons weren't complete. The person I was becoming still had more grace to meet. What felt like an obstacle was actually mercy's way, positioning my life for a better day. When God said not yet, it wasn't rejection. When God said not yet, it was loving protection. He saw tomorrow before I could see. When God said not yet, He was preparing me. The waiting had purpose, the delay had a plan. When God said not yet, my future stayed in His hands. You are never early,
You are never late.
every promise arrives.
At the perfect date,
Teach me to trust You,
when answers seem slow,
because Your timing is better.
than anything I know.
Faith in the waiting,
Faith through the years,
faith through the years,
faith beyond question.
faith beyond fears. When God said
Not yet,
He was writing my testimony. When God said
not yet,
He was working faithfully. The blessing came later, but it arrived complete. When God said not yet,
grace was shaping me.
why? When God said
Not
If you're waiting tonight, don't mistake delay for denial. God may simply be saying,
not yet.
I'll trust your timing.
Trust your timing.
Trust your timing. Trust your timing. There were times I gave up on myself. Times I thought I had gone too far. But Jesus never gave up on me. Made mistakes I wish I could erase. Took wrong turns and lost my way. Carried shame like a heavy stone, believing I deserved to walk alone. I kept running from the truth inside, trying to find places I could hide. But no matter how far away I'd roam, something kept calling me home. When I was falling apart and losing who I should be, His mercy kept reaching further than I could see.
Jesus never gave up on me.
When I gave up on myself,
Jesus never gave up on me.
when nobody else could help, He saw beyond my failures. He saw beyond my pain. And when I thought my story ended, His love called my name.
Jesus never gave up on me.
Through every broken dream, and now I stand redeemed by amazing grace unseen. I still remember the night I prayed, with nothing left and nowhere to escape. No perfect words, no grand disguise, just tears falling from my eyes. And in that moment something changed. The burden started slipping away. Not because I earned His love somehow, but because He loved me even then. When guilt kept whispering that I was too far gone, His voice kept telling me
I still belong.
I still belong.
Jesus never gave up on me.
When I gave up on myself,
Jesus never gave up on me.
when nobody else could help, He saw beyond my failures. He saw beyond my pain. And when I thought my story ended, His love called my name.
Jesus never gave up on me.
Through every broken dream, and now I stand redeemed by Savior, faithful Lord. If you think you failed too many times, if you think you're beyond forgiveness, listen closely. God's mercy is still reaching. God's grace is still calling.
Jesus never gave up on me.
Never gave up, never gave up on me. There was a season when heaven felt silent. No signs, no answers, no clear direction. But silence is an absence. I pray the same prayer every night, waiting for a breakthrough in sight, listening for a word from above, needing reassurance of love. But the days pass quietly by, with no explanation why, and doubt began to whisper fear, as if God could no longer hear. The silence felt heavy, the waiting felt long. I wondered if somehow everything was wrong. God was quiet, but He wasn't gone. Still working all along. God was quiet, but He wasn't gone. His faithful love stayed strong. Even when I couldn't hear Him, even when I couldn't see, God was quiet, but He wasn't gone. Still watching over me. The silence wasn't empty, the waiting wasn't wrong. God was quiet, but He wasn't gone. He was there all along. Looking back through those difficult days, I can now trace His hidden ways. The doors He closed protected me. The delays prepared what I couldn't see. The strength I gained in secret places, the peace that slowly filled the spaces, were evidence His hand remained, working through the waiting and pain. The answer wasn't absent, it was simply being informed by a faithful God. Beyond the storm, God was quiet, but He wasn't gone. Still working all along. God was quiet, but He wasn't gone. His faithful love stayed strong. Even when I couldn't hear Him, even when I couldn't see, God was quiet, but He empty. The waiting wasn't wrong. God was quiet, but He wasn't gone. He was there all along. You speak through peace.
You speak through time,
You speak through mercy.
working behind the line.
And when I cannot hear you, I'll trust your faithful heart.
Because silence has never meant
That you are far. Faith through silence,
faith through delay.
faith believing.
You're making a way.
God was quiet,
God was quiet,
but He wasn't gone.
and now my soul can sing.
The one who carried me through silence is forever King. God was quiet,
God was quiet,
but He wasn't gone. And this will be my testimony. The seasons that felt empty were filled with hidden mercy. God was quiet,
God was quiet.
but He wasn't gone. And now I clearly know the God who seemed the quietest was working the most. All along, faithful Lord, all along. If heaven seems silent today, don't mistake quietness for absence. God is still working, still guiding, still loving. Even in the silence, you're still here,
Still here,
still here,
still here.
still here. I prayed about it, I worried about it, I lost sleep over it. Then one night, I finally put it in God's hands. Carry tomorrow on my shoulders like it depended all on me. Trying to solve every problem before I could even see. The weight kept getting heavier, the pressure wouldn't leave. My mind was running circles, chasing what I couldn't keep. Every unanswered question, every fear of what's ahead, followed me into the morning and kept me awake in bed. I finally put it in God's hands, and peace began to grow. I finally put it in God's hands and let my worries go. The future stopped feeling frightening when I remembered who you are. I finally didn't disappear. The answer wasn't instant yet, but something happened deep inside that I'll never forget. Faith replaced anxiety, trust replaced control, and little by little your grace began restoring my soul. I learned that surrender is not giving up the fight. It's trust in the one who guides me through the darkest night. I finally put it in God's hands, and peace began to grow.
I finally put it in God's hands
And let my worries go. The future stopped feeling frightening when I remembered who you are. I finally put it in God's hands and rested in your heart. The burden became lighter, the fear lost its command. The day everything changed was when I placed it in your hands. You hold tomorrow,
You know my needs
you see every road ahead.
before I reach it.
You never ask me,
To carry it alone.
you simply ask me.
To trust and come home.
Trust through the waiting,
Trust through the unknown.
trust through the unknown.
Trust in the Savior.
Seated on the throne, I finally put it in God's hands, and now my soul can sing. The God who carries every burden is forever King. I finally put it in God's hands, and this will be my testimony. The peace I spent years searching for was found in surrendering. I finally put it in God's hands, and now I understand. The safest place for every worry is in the Father's hand. In your hands.
Safe and secure.
In your hands. Whatever you're carrying tonight, the burden, the question, the fear,
Put it in God's hands.
He's stronger than what you're facing. In your hands.
In your hands.
In your hands. In your hands.
In your hands.
I prayed about it. The storm didn't disappear overnight, but something changed. The storm stopped controlling me. There was a season filled with worry, a season filled with fear. Every morning brought uncertainty. Every night another tear. I kept praying for deliverance, for the clouds to roll away, wondering why the battle lingered day after day. The thunder kept rumbling, the rain continued to fall, yet deep inside my heart, something stronger answered the call. The storm lost its power over me when I placed my trust in you. The storm lost its power over me when your promises broke through. The wind still blew around me, but peace ruled deep within. The storm lost its power over me, and faith began to win. Fear no longer owned me. Doubt could not command. The storm lost its power over me when I stood in your hands. I learned courage is an absence of fear. It's walking forward anyway, believing God remains beside me, no matter what comes my way. The valley taught me perseverance, the struggle taught me prayer, and every difficult moment proved your presence was always there. The circumstances remained, but my perspective changed, because grace kept reminding me who holds every day. The storm lost its power over me when I placed my trust in you. The storm lost its power over me when your promises broke through. The wind still blew around me, but peace ruled deep within. The storm lost its power over me, and faith began to win. Fear no longer owned me. Doubt could not command. Oh, the storm lost its power over me when I stood in your hands. You are greater than my problems, greater than my fears, greater than every battle I've faced through the years. The storm may still be raging, but my heart has found its song, because the God who walks beside me has been faithful all along.
Faith over fear,
Hope over
hope over doubt.
grace keeps keeps reminding me what you're all about.
Storm lost its power over me,
And now my soul can sing. The God who calmed my troubled heart is forever King
the storm lost its power.
over me. And this will be my testimony. The battle that once terrified me
Brought me closer to thee.
The storm lost its power over me. And now I clearly see
The greatest victory
wasn't around me, it happened inside of me.
victory.
Victory,
Faith won the fight.
victory. Maybe your storm is still raging. Don't lose heart. Because sometimes God calms the storm, and sometimes He calms His child. You've calmed my heart,
Calm my heart.
calm my heart, calm my heart. Calm my heart. There was a season when heaven felt silent, and I wondered if God remembered my name. I watched the days turn into months, waiting for answers that never seemed to come, praying the same prayer night after night, searching for a glimpse of light. The door stayed closed, the mountain stayed tall, and I started believing maybe God forgot my call. I smiled when people asked if I was okay, but deep inside my faith was fading away, trying to trust what I couldn't see, wondering if He still cared for me. But silence isn't absence, and waiting isn't defeat. Sometimes God is working where human eyes can't see. I thought God had forgotten me, but He was making a way, working in the shadows, preparing a brighter day. When heaven seemed so far, but He was holding every broken piece of my wounded heart. I thought God had forgotten me, but now I clearly see He never stopped loving. He never stopped watching me. Looking back, I can finally understand. The blessing arrived right on time as planned. What felt like rejection was protection instead. God was guiding every step ahead. The tears I cried were never ignored. Every prayer reached the Lord. Even when I couldn't feel His hand,
He was carrying out His plan.
when I couldn't see tomorrow, He already knew. Every chapter of the story, He was leading me through. I thought God had forgotten me, but He was making a way, working in the shadows, preparing a brighter day. I thought God had forgotten me when heaven seemed so far, but He was holding every broken piece of my wounded heart. I thought God had forgotten me, but now I clearly see He never stopped loving. He never stopped watching me. You counted every tear I cried. You heard every desperate prayer. You never abandoned me. You were always there,
Even in the way,
even through the pain.
even through the pain,
Your faithful hand was writing
a story
through the rain.
through the rain.
Faithful in the silence,
Faithful in the delay.
faithful when I couldn't understand what you were doing anyway. I thought God had forgotten me, but mercy proved me wrong. The God who walked beside me was there all along. I
Thought God had forgotten me.
But now my soul can sing.
His timing was perfect.
His grace was everything.
I thought God had forgotten me.
And this will be my testimony. The God who seemed silent was working
Faithfully
for me
all along.
all along.
Faithful God.
All along. If you're waiting on an answer, if heaven feels quiet tonight, don't lose hope. God may be silent, but He is never absent. He
Never forgot me.
never forgot me,
Never forgot me.
never forgot me. All along. I used to ask God, why did this happen to me? Now I ask something different. How can you use it for your glory? I carried scars nobody could see, hidden beneath the surface of me. Old heartbreaks and unanswered prayers, long lonely nights and silent tears. There were memories I wanted erased, painful chapters I wished replaced. I thought those wounds would always remain, a reminder of loss and pain. I never imagined what grace could do when I placed my brokenness into the hands of you. What I thought would define me became a testimony. What I thought would destroy me became part of your story. God turned my wounds into worship, my sorrow into praise. God turned my wounds into worship and changed my darkest days. The tears became a testimony, the scars became a song. God turned my wounds into worship and carried me along. What once brought heartbreak now helps my faith stand strong. God turned my wounds into worship and gave my pain a purpose. Someone hurting too, I can tell them what grace can do, because I've walked through valleys deep and found the shepherd keeping me. The battles taught me how to trust, the waiting taught me patience enough. The hardships became holy ground where God's mercy could be found.
Every broken piece,
every painful mile
became another reason
to lift my voice and smile. When I surrendered
the hurt I carried,
God began creating something beautiful from it. God turned my wounds into worship, my sorrow into praise. And changed my darkest days. The tears became a testimony, the scars became a song. God turned my wounds into worship and carried me along. What once brought heartbreak now helps my faith stand strong. God turned my wounds into worship and gave my pain a You never wasted one tear, you never wasted one prayer, you never wasted one battle. You were always there. You turned ashes into beauty. You turned mourning into joy. You turned my deepest weakness into something you could use. Beauty from ashes, strength from pain. Mercy keeps working again and again. God turned my wounds into worship, and now my soul can sing. The God who healed my broken heart is forever my King. God turned my wounds into worship, and this will be my song. His grace transformed my soul. very things that once hurt me helped bring me closer to Thee.
Turn it around,
Turned it around,
amazing grace.
turned it around.
Turn it around.
Maybe you're carrying wounds tonight, scars nobody knows about. Don't give up. God has a way of turning pain into purpose, tears into testimony, and wounds into worship. You turned it around,
Turn it around.
turned it around
Turn it around.
into worship. I wasn't searching for mercy, I was hiding from it. But somehow mercy found me anyway. I spent years carrying old regrets, trying hard to forget mistakes that followed me around like chains dragging on the ground. Every mirror reminded me of who I used to be. Every memory whispered shame, every failure called my name. I believed I had wandered much too far from grace, until one unexpected moment changed everything. The day mercy found me, my heavy heart grew light. The day mercy found me, darkness surrendered to light. I didn't deserve forgiveness, I didn't earn your love. The day mercy found me came straight from heaven above. What guilt could never heal, your grace restored completely.
The day mercy found me.
You set my spirit free. You didn't ask for explanations or demand perfection first. You simply opened wide your arms and satisfied my thirst. The burden slowly disappeared, the fear began to fade, and every step since that day has been a story of a grace. Now when I look behind me, I don't see defeat, I see the fingerprints of mercy following me. The day mercy found me, my heavy restored completely.
The day mercy found me.
You set my spirit free. Amazing mercy,
Amazing mercy,
amazing grace.
amazing grace.
You met me in my brokenness and changed my ways. You knew my story
You knew my story
before I spoke,
before I spoke.
yet loved me still and gave me hope. Grace for the sinner, grace for the lost, grace flowing freely from the old rugged cross. The day mercy found me became my testimony,
The day mercy found me.
rewrote my history. The shame I carried vanished, the chains no longer remain.
The day mercy found me.
Everything changed. Oh, the day mercy found me.
Mercy found me.
And this will be my song.
And this will be my song.
The God who never stopped pursuing me was there all along.
Mercy found me. Mercy found me.
Amazing grace.
Mercy found me.
Maybe you think you've gone too far. Maybe you think grace could never reach you. I thought the same thing until mercy found me.
Found me.
Found me.
Found me.
Found me. I carried it for years. The guilt, the fear, the worry. Until one night I finally laid it down. I woke up every morning with the same old weight, trying to outrun memories I couldn't escape, holding on to burdens I was never meant to bear, pretending I was fine while drowning in despair. The harder I fought, the heavier it became. The more I hid it, the deeper the pain. I thought strength meant carrying it alone, until grace showed me I was wrong. My hands were tired, my heart was worn, so I brought everything to the foot of the cross. I finally laid it down at the feet of Jesus. I finally laid it down and found His perfect peace. Nothing around me changed overnight, but something changed deep inside. The chains that once controlled my mind no longer had the final say in my life. His peace became my daily bread. His promises filled my head, and every step that followed proved God still does what only God can do. When worry comes knocking at my door again, I remember where freedom first began. I finally laid it down at the feet of Jesus. I finally laid it down and found His perfect peace. The fear that held me captive, the sorrow deep inside, I finally laid it down and left it there that night. I finally laid it down and mercy covered me. The burden lost its power the moment I was free. You never asked me
To carry tomorrow,
You never asked me
carry the past.
You simply asked me to trust you and place it in your hands. Every tear you counted,
Every prayer you heard,
every prayer you heard,
every silent cry of my heart.
reached your throne above. Your grace is enough. Your mercy remains. Your love keeps reaching again and again. I finally laid it down and my soul found rest. The God of all comfort gave peace to my chest. I finally laid it down, and now my heart can sing. The one who carried my burdens is forever my King. I finally laid it down, and this will be my song. Jesus took what was breaking me and carried it all along.
Laid it down,
Laid it down
laid it down
at the cross.
at the cross.
Maybe you're holding something tonight, something too heavy, something too painful. You don't have to carry it anymore. Laid it down,
Laid it down,
laid it down
laid it down.
at the feet of Jesus. Have you ever been so tired, so overwhelmed, that you couldn't even finish your prayer? I have. And somehow God understood anyway. I knelt beside my bed that night, searching for words that felt right. But the pain was deeper than language could reach, and my heart was too weak to speak. The tears kept falling one by one before the prayer had even begun. All I could offer was silence and pain, and a soul worn down by the rain. When words abandoned me and strength disappeared, the God of mercy still leaned in to hear
The prayer I couldn't finish,
Jesus understood.
the prayer I couldn't finish.
He heard it all for good. Every tear became a sentence, every sigh became a song.
The prayer I couldn't finish,
Reached heaven all along. When I had no words remaining, when my heart could barely breathe,
the prayer I couldn't finish.
still mattered to the King. I thought I needed perfect words to reach the ears of God, but grace reminded me again, His love is not that hard. He sees beyond the language, He looks beyond the sound, and hears the cries hidden deep where broken hearts are found. When weakness became honest and masks fell away, I discovered God was closest on my hardest day. The prayer I couldn't finish, Jesus understood.
The prayer I couldn't finish,
He heard it all for good. Every tear became a sentence, every sigh became a song.
the prayer I couldn't finish.
Reached heaven all alone. When I had no words remaining, when my heart could barely breathe,
The prayer I couldn't finish,
still mattered to the King. Yeah, you hear the language of the hurting, you understand the silent cry, you know the fears we never mention, and every reason why we cry. You gather every broken whisper, you count every fallen tear, and when we cannot find the words, your loving heart still hears. You hear the weary, you hear the weak, you hear the desperate soul, too exhausted to speak. The prayer I couldn't finish became my testimony.
the God who heard my silence.
Reached down and rescued me.
The prayer I couldn't finish,
Was never lost above, because heaven understands the language of closely to hearts on bended knees. He heard me. He heard me.
Every tear,
Every prayer.
every prayer.
Maybe tonight you don't have the strength to pray. Maybe all you have are tears. That's enough. Because God still listens, and God still understands. He heard every word,
Every prayer,
every prayer, every tear. He heard it all. He heard it all. I knew the word grace. I heard sermons about it, sang songs about it, but I never truly understood it until I needed it myself. I spent years trying to earn my worth, trying to prove I deserve love first, measuring myself by every mistake, carrying burdens I could not shake. Every failure left another scar. Every regret felt heavy in my heart. I thought forgiveness belonged to saints, not broken souls filled with complaints. I kept believing I had gone too far to be reached by mercy. Wherever you are, then grace found me without conditions, without demands, without permission.
I never knew grace could feel like this.
Like chains falling from my soul,
I never knew grace could feel like this.
making a broken man whole. It met me in my weakness. It found me in my pain.
I never knew grace could feel like this.
Washing away the shame. What I thought was impossible, mercy made real. I never knew
Grace could feel like this.
you didn't ask me to clean my past or explain why I couldn't last. You simply opened up your arms and welcomed me through every scar. The guilt that haunted me for years started fading through my tears. And for the first time I believed love could truly rescue me. Every day since then I've learned a little more. Grace is not a doorway, it's a forever open door. When I stopped hiding and stepped into the light, feel like this. To light. You saw beyond my failures, beyond what I had done, and called me by a new name, a redeemed and chosen one. Amazing mercy, amazing grace, amazing love upon my life today.
I never knew grace could feel like this.
And now my soul can sing. The God who healed my wounded heart is forever my King.
I never knew grace could feel like this.
And this will be my testimony. Mercy reached into my darkness and set my spirit free. I never knew grace could feel like this until you rescued me. Now every breath reminds me of your amazing grace for me.
Amazing grace.
Amazing grace. I can feel it.
Amazing grace.
Maybe you've heard about grace. Maybe you've read about grace. But when grace finds you personally, everything changes. Because grace isn't just a message, it's an encounter. Amazing grace.
Amazing grace.
Amazing grace.
Amazing grace.
For me.
Amazing grace.
For me. Amazing